Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope all of you are having a wonderful weekend. For those of you who are new, welcome. And for those of you who've been coming here every week for the past couple of years, I thank you guys so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. I do want to, before I forget, I do want to mention that I am so appreciative to everyone who commented on the last video in regards to my sound and the volume. I do have my new mic today. It's a lapel mic, and I'm not used to a lapel mic. It's a wireless. I really wanted a wireless. Last week, I was using a new mic, but I had it for over a year, and I never used it, and I forgot I had it. And so I dug it out, but at that point, I had already ordered this one. And so that other one that I dug out was the one that I used on last video, the last week's video, or the other day. It wasn't even a week ago, but it seemed to work okay. And I was hesitant to try the new one because I was like, okay, maybe don't try to fix something that isn't broken, right? But yeah, so I've got the new mic on today. So if you guys can let me know if you can tell a difference or if it's fine, I appreciate it. And I am trying very, very hard because I do have a tendency to talk with my hands, and I've noticed that I've hit the mic a couple of times, so I'm trying not to do that. I don't, try not to do that. So I apologize if I do. All right. And also, of course, if anyone is interested in a private tarot reading, they are always available. All you have to do is email me. I always have my email in the description box. You just have to reach out, say private reading in the subject line, and I will get back to you. I do check my email frequently, so usually the reading is done depending on what time of day I get the email, usually done same day or following day. And it is set up very similar to a regular weekly tarot reading. I do record the video and then I upload it to YouTube, but I upload it as a private video, a private listing. So no one can view that video but you. You need the link to watch it. When it's uploaded, I email you that link. That way you can watch it as many times as you want and at the convenient time for you. So again, very similar, except I do tend to use different decks and oracle decks that I don't typically use for the true crime reads. But yeah, so if you're interested in that, just reach out. All right, so today's reading is going to be on little 12-year-old Sean Dougherty, and this is a horrible case. A lovely subscriber sent this to me and sent me a link to a video that discussed Sean Dougherty, and I believe it was Harsh Reality. That was the first time I have ever heard of this case, so I don't know where I've been. I have a tendency, though, to kind of have tunnel vision when I'm looking at a particular case. I kind of focus on that. And I don't venture out, and I should do that more often because there's so many cases that need coverage. But Sean Dougherty, if you guys are not familiar with this story, I am going to read a quick couple-minute article here online from the Daily Mail, and what we're going to be reading on is whether or not this was a unaliving or not. I don't believe that it was. I don't believe that Sean unalived himself, not one bit. But that is what the law enforcement agency has, deemed it as. The parents of Sean are calling for another agency to come in and reopen the investigation because they're saying that there's no way, it just doesn't make sense. There's so many unanswered questions that they have. There was nothing indicating anything like that. And then the circumstances in which Sean was found are just unreal. You talk about red flags. It just is like, wow. So those of you who know the case, and for those of you who don't, let me go ahead and start this article and then we will get into the reading. All right. So York, on April 14th, a 12-year-old York County boy was found hanging from a swing set in his backyard. Sean Dougherty's death was ruled a suicide. But recently, after being frustrated, and by the way, there is a link to a change.org, I think, asking for this case to be reopened. I did sign that, and I am going to put it in the comment section. I'm going to pin it to the top. So if you guys, do want to sign it, absolutely, the link is going to be right there if you haven't already. All right, but recently, after being frustrated by what they say are unanswered questions, the family launched a social media campaign and wants the case reopened. According to Ramona and Jared Rivas, Sean's mother and stepfather, Sean was a bright, happy boy who the night before his death was laughing and joking with the family. The family's campaign prompted the York Sheriff's Office to respond last week, saying that the death was fully investigated. We take these matters very seriously. We evaluate all evidence and consider all possibilities, Major Ron Montgomery said in a videotaped statement posted on the office's Facebook page. Much of the information being posted to the social media site is opinion, innuendo, and fabrication, which is not consistent with the evidence that was collected by the Sheriff's Office investigators during their investigation. Sean's family, however, wants another agency to investigate. They still have too many questions, they say. That April afternoon, Sean's sister Maria found him hanging from the swing set. He was later pronounced dead at Riverside Regional Medical Center in Newport News. When the sheriff's office ruled the death an unaliving, the Rivases were confused. He loved Marvel, he loved Disney, he loved his family, but most importantly, he loved life, Jared Rivas said. One of Sean's favorite things to do was read. In fact, at a book fair a few years back, Sean spent $107 of his own money on new books. Sean, a sixth grader at Tabb Middle School, who dreamed of one day becoming president, was one of 4 siblings, including an older sister and 2 younger brothers. According to his family, he was the kindest of them all, sometimes bringing extra food for a friend at school. That's sweet. The autopsy report from the State Office of the Chief Medical Examiner states that Sean was found, now listen to this because it's crazy. Sean was found partially suspended by a shoelace-type string that was tied to the swing set. While hanging, there was reportedly a nylon bag over his head and a belt strapped around his abdomen, pinning both of his arms to his side. Let me repeat that. Sean was found partially suspended by a shoelace that was tied to the swing set. While hanging, there was reportedly a nylon bag over his head and a belt strapped around his abdomen, pinning both of his arms to his side. It is also noted that he was wearing his stepfather's clothes and he was barefoot. His glasses were on the ground nearby and no note was found. And I also think I remember hearing something about one of the lens of his glasses was completely broken. In the parents' bedroom, Sean's underwear were on the floor and the dresser drawers were open. Does that make sense? Absolutely not. Before his death, Sean was babysitting his 2-year-old brother at the house while Ramona Rivas took her mother to a doctor's appointment. Sean was excited to watch his little brother, Ramona said. Jared Rivas, meanwhile, was in Williamsburg with their second youngest son for an appointment. During Sean's last moments, he completed his homework, he started taking out the trash, made a snack, and even had a quick phone call with his mother about an hour before his body was discovered. In the medical examiner's report, it is noted that no known history of depression or unaliving was found. It does note that the police investigation raised the possibility of bullying at the school, but his family said that except for one incident in December, they're unaware of any other bullying and said that Sean didn't seem to be overly upset by it. His family questions how the examiner and police were drawn to the conclusion of unaliving, especially with Sean's behavior the night before. The night before he passed, Ramona brought some cookies, and a couple of them were carrot cake. He was so excited about the cookie. He was like, "Mom, this is great. Mwah. It's so good," Jared said, remembering Sean doing a comical chef's kiss in response to the cookie, eliciting laughter from the rest of the family. Soon after, Sean had his normal catch-up session with his mom before bed. Every night, no matter what, he would come up and follow Ramona around. He would just follow her around and talk to her about whatever they talked about, Jared Rivas said. And that was the same thing Wednesday night before he passed. Every time these catch-up sessions got finished, he'd turn and look at us. He'd go, "Well, good night, guys. I love you," and bounce down the hall. The family was expecting to move soon. Ramona Rivas is a lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Air Force, and she recently had accepted a new position at the Pentagon. Once she got the call, she told her family the news at dinner. Sean jumped up screaming with excitement and said that he couldn't wait to tell his friends that his mother worked for the Pentagon. He wanted to know if he could go into the Pentagon and get some of the milk chocolate candies with the iconic building stamped on top. On the first day, when I went into the Pentagon, I went into the chocolate shop and I bought one, and it sits next to Sean's picture, she said. That is sad. That is sad. That is awful. All right, so that's what we're dealing with. We've got a 12-year-old boy who apparently, could figure out how to do that with a shoelace. And, bust his glasses, take off his underwear, change into his stepdad's clothing. Now, he would have to put that nylon bag over his head before he tied his arms to his side. So there's that. How do you even tie? How do you do that? How do you tie a belt around your waist, pinning your arms there? Because, that sounds pretty challenging. I suppose it could be done some way. Probably, maybe, I don't know. It just doesn't sound feasible. It just doesn't sound possible. And then on top of that, he's got to do it blindfold because there's a bag over his head. So it just doesn't sound like this is an unaliving. And I don't for 1 minute believe it's an unaliving. I think that this is another example of a law enforcement agency just not wanting to do any work. Not wanting to do any work. That's got to be it. Is it negligence? Is it incompetence? I don't know, but I really, truly hope and pray that another agency comes in and looks at this case, because little Sean did not deserve that. And then for, the cause of death being what it is, that's so, it's so wrong. It's so wrong. So, all right, I could go on and on. This is just an awful case. And the parents here, the parents are the ones that are fighting for more answers. They're the ones that want this other agency to come in. They're the ones that want these questions answered. So I fully believe that, this was done by someone who I don't know. What was the motive? I don't know, but hopefully some of those things can come out in this read today. So for this first pull, I just want to ask, what is the overall energy surrounding this case, surrounding Sean Dougherty, 12-year-old Sean Dougherty? What happened? What Sean, do you want to come out and say? Let's just get kind of an overall analysis of what's going on, and then we'll start asking specific questions. All right, Sean Dougherty. Sean Dougherty. Eight of Pentacles reversed. The Hangman. The Hangman. The Emperor reversed. That's the person that's responsible right there, is that Emperor. The Six of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles. That's Sean. And the Three of Wands. All right, so the reason why I say that the Page of Pentacles is Sean is because of the book, and the article does talk about how he had started doing his homework, or he was doing his homework and then started to take the trash out, I think is what it said. He made a snack. That definitely does make me believe that, yes, this is Sean, and that was what he was doing. Now, this is the Page of Pentacles reversed. So if you look at it here, okay, there is a difference in the overall energy of this. And so there's something wrong here. There's something wrong with the timing of the homework. It makes me wonder if whatever happened around that time. Okay, so maybe he took, I don't know what the order of events is on that list. I don't know if anybody knows. Maybe he, made a snack and thought, well, let me take the trash out really quick, or let me put my book out. But there's something about the homework that is coming out in this card. The book is closed, so he didn't get to it. He didn't get to the homework. He didn't get to the homework. But something with the homework. Something with the homework. And then the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles, this is a work card. It's an eye for detail. It's, with this one coming out again, I'm thinking of Sean sitting there doing his homework. That there's something going on with the homework. Something's important about that. That's coming up. He is literally trying to tell the story. And I feel like this is when things started going awry. And it started going awry because of this person here, which is the Emperor reversed. Okay, so up here, this is the Emperor. The Emperor is that take charge authority, that, I'm not playing with you. You're doing what I say, and this is how things go, and end of discussion, and I don't want to hear anything, and I'm right and you're wrong kind of a person, especially when it's coming out in reverse. So we've got, I look at this as an older gentleman. This is definitely not Sean. This is definitely not his energy. So there is somebody, there is another person. There's the energy of a second person coming up in this reading. That to me says, yes, there was somebody else there. There was somebody else there besides the younger brother. And before I forget, I think I heard in that video that I did watch that the younger brother was found under a pile of clothes, and he appeared to be groggy, like as if maybe he had been drugged or something. They didn't say that, but that's what we were kind of, I think, led to believe. And so I don't know if they tested him. I don't know if they, did a like a check or a test to see if he was given anything. I have no idea. I don't know if they took fingerprints of the belt and the shoelace, or the nylon bag, or his, glasses. I have no idea. I would hope. But there is a second person coming up in this read, and this is somebody that you don't want to encounter. This is someone you don't want to encounter. And then, of course, this Hangman. That just says it all, right? That literally, for the Hangman to come up, I feel like Sean is coming through and saying, yeah, this is what happened. This is what happened to me. This is what happened. But it wasn't me. I didn't do that. I feel like Sean was genuinely happy. I think he was a happy boy. He's got a smile on his face, even here in this situation. There's no sadness that I'm picking up prior to this event. There's just dark energy around this Emperor, and it's coming around Sean while Sean's doing homework. We've got the foot hanging from the tree. How uncanny for this card to come out. And then the Six of Pentacles upright. What's the exchange? There's some sort of an exchange here. There's something. Got yellow flowers. There's a give and take of something. Three of Wands. What's that? That's an exploration card. Exploring. What's the give and take? What is that Six of Pentacles? Tell us what the Six of Pentacles is. What does that mean? What was the exchange about? What's the exchange? Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands reversed. Look at that card. I mean, it looks like the Hangman, but after he fell. And again, I feel like this is Sean, literally Sean, because in the article it does say that he was found partially hanging. Partially hanging. What's the exchange? The exchange has to do with this somehow. What is that Six of Pentacles? The Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands. Was there money involved? Was there any kind of money involved? The Ace of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Three of Wands, the Ten of Wands. So we've got a lot of anger. I feel like it's anger coming up. There's something here with all these wands. Yet the Emperor is holding a sword. Could still be a fire sign though, but there's a lot of fire energy here. So a lot of anger. This is not someone that you would want to encounter. The Knight of Wands. This was something, I feel like this was almost meticulously planned. I don't know what that exchange is though. That could be, I'm going to have to pull more cards to know what that exchange is, because that could be, I don't always look at pentacles as money. I know it's usually money and health, but I feel like it's a value system. And those pentacles can represent anything that a person values, whether it be positive or negative. And I feel like in this situation, the pentacles could even represent Sean. Or, you know, there might be something here in regards to Sean that we don't know about yet. You know, was he targeted? Was he being stalked? Was there somebody that had been watching him for several days, or, you know, maybe 3 days or 3 weeks or 3 months? I know it's a 6, but I'm looking at those 6 pentacles, right? Or those 3 pentacles there. So I said 3 just came out. So there's something with 3, plus we've got that 3 of Wands. We've got the 3 of Wands and we've got the 3 pentacles. 3 days. 3 days. He had been watched for 3 days. At least 3 days. All right. Okay. Can we get some more information on the person responsible? More information on the person responsible that did this to you, Sean. More information on the person responsible that did this to you. 9 of Wands reversed. Watching. He's just sitting there. He's just sitting there and he's watching. And he doesn't have a shirt on. Looks like he has some shorts on. Sitting there and watching. 6 of Swords. Seven of Cups. The Devil. All right, so the 7 of Cups makes me wonder if they did, the law enforcement agency, if they did any kind of toxicology report, okay, on Sean, on his brother, because I do feel like something was given. Something was given to them. I would be curious to know if even well, did Sean encounter somebody and someone gave him, something to eat or a candy or something like that? But I feel like there was some sort of drug involved in this case. And I don't mean drug as in Sean himself. I mean, somebody went in and gave these kids something and it knocked them out, because I honestly feel like at this point in time that Sean might have been knocked out even prior to being put up on that swing set. Okay, so I think something was given to the little brother and something was given to Sean. I believe Sean was drugged as well. And it would be really interesting to know if there was a toxicology report done on Sean or his brother. I would hope that the agency did at least that, but it just seems like these agencies are really lacking in, I don't know. I don't know what the problem is, but it's just awful. And then the devil. So that really does talk about the energy surrounding this. And if you compare that devil and you put it right next to that emperor, that is someone that is awful. That is an awful person. This is an evil person. This is an evil person right here. We've got the devil reversed and we've got the emperor reversed. That is who is responsible for Sean's passing. That's the person that did this. And it's one person and it's a male. It's one male. It's an older male. Let me leave these two up. And he was watching. He was watching either Sean or he was watching the house. He's sitting there and he's watching. And then the Six of Swords. So going away, traveling, movement. Did he move after that? What's the Six of Swords? Give me a clarity on the Six of Swords. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups reversed. So we've got water. Is this somebody that is somehow connected to mom? And then we've got the Tower card. All right, so we've got the devil. We've got the Emperor reversed. We've got the Tower card. I mean, it's just horrible. It's just horrible. There is like really dark energy around this case. This is not Sean. This is not Sean. But I wonder if there's some sort of person out there that is somehow, we've got a female energy coming up. Now it's reversed. It's the Queen of Cups reversed. And immediately it makes me think of mom. Not that mom's involved, but could mom have someone in her life that is, psycho, evil, that she's not aware of, that knew that she had a son? She has 3 other kids as well. So why Sean? There's something special about Sean. Could have been his age. Could be because he was a boy. I'm not sure, but it makes me feel like there's something here. There's some sort of female presence coming up. And my first thought, my first inkling was mom. Might not be, might be somebody else that we're not aware of yet, but there's something here. And then the Tower card. I'm looking at those windows. And that's the Emperor's crown right there. Right. So, that really does say that, yeah, that person, that emperor, where is he? Right there. That's his crown right there outside of the home, outside of Sean's home. So maybe he left something there. Maybe there was something that was left behind. Maybe he dropped something. Again, anything's possible. And I guess it really doesn't matter if the agency doesn't do any investigation. I don't know how you get that ruling of an unaliving when, Sean was found the way he was found. To me, that's impossible. And I don't feel that that's coming out in the reading anyways. But it is very possible that this person did leave something behind, that it fell out of his pocket, it dropped, whatever. Maybe it was, it was done unknowingly, but there could very well be something there. And now we're looking at what? How many months later? So, I don't know, but I'm looking at those windows too. There's something about the windows, and it makes me wonder if this person did get in through the windows. All right. All right, see here. What was the motive? Why Sean? What was the motive and why Sean? Why Sean? Why was Sean targeted? Why was Sean targeted? Why was Sean targeted? Why Sean? Why Sean? Four of Cups. Reversed. The World card reversed. The Star card. Two of Wands reversed. And the Lovers. What the hell is the Lovers doing out? What the hell is the Lovers? That makes me look back at that Queen of Cups. Let me bring out that Queen of Cups again, because I'm thinking at first that this might be some connection with mom unknowingly on her end. But now I'm wondering, because it is a reversal, could this be a couple? Could this actually be a couple? Because this Queen of Cups could very well be going with that Emperor. Why a couple? What is a couple? And that devil, most of the time it's a couple. They've got it divided up in this particular card where it's just the man on the reversal and the female on the upright, but it is usually a couple's card. So are these two attached somehow? These two dark figures here. We've got the Emperor reversed and the Queen of Cups reversed. And then we've got the Lovers and we've got the Devil. So there might be something there. We've got that Snake, got the Apple, Death, hopes, dreams. Again, I feel like this is also Sean coming through. It's like we're getting bits and pieces. This is Sean to me. It's a couple of different things, but it's most importantly, this is Sean saying, I had dreams, I had hopes, I had wishes, I wanted to grow up, I had plans, I wanted to live life to the fullest. Everything was good. I was good. My life was good. I absolutely feel like this is a confirmation of that. That is absolutely Sean. But this one positive card is coming up amongst all of these dark cards. And so there's this dark energy that has come into Sean's life, and he didn't bring it in. It just entered. It just came. That's why that Tower came out. This was on knowing, okay? Sean wasn't thinking about this. He was just thinking about, his homework and watching his brother. This was something unplanned and it was unexpected. He was literally, I feel like, really taken off, taken by surprise. But there's also something about that water that she's pouring that is taking me back to the drugging. And there's also something about that apple. That apple and that water to me are significant in the fact that I do believe that Sean and his brother were drugged. I believe, again, I'll say it again, I believe that Sean was drugged before he was put up on that swing set. He was given something, whether it was a drink, whether it was food, whether it was both, but he was given something. Where the hell did he get that from? Who gave it to him? The World card. That's what happened. This is not right. This is not balanced. this is coming out in reverse because of how this case is being handled, or how this case was handled. Everything is not right. Everything is not okay. And it won't be okay until they actually look into this case. We've got the Four of Cups and we've got the Two of Wands, both reversed. Four of Cups is, again, we've got cups, we've got drinking. And this one here is the reversal. Usually the Four of Cups is that, I call it sometimes a stubborn card, where the guy's usually sitting up against a tree and he doesn't want to, you know, take what's being handed to him. So there's something here. And if you look at this card in a different way, we've still got a couple coming out. So there's one man, yes, very true. I said that in the beginning. There's one man, but there might just be one woman involved in this as well. And that woman, okay, that woman is holding that cup. That woman, I believe, is the person who gave Sean whatever it was that knocked him out. Now, I don't know if Sean walks home from the school bus or if he walks home from school, but I feel like there was something. Then again, he talked to his mom like, what, an hour before he was found. Could someone had stopped by the house? Could someone had knocked at the door and said that they were, I don't know, selling cookies or whatever, and offer Sean something, and, you know, boom, the next thing you know, or just force their way in. Who knows? We've got this Two of Wands here. Let me look at this one. So we've got climbing, but it's the Two of Wands. It's the Two of Wands reversed. I believe that that's Sean, and he didn't know what to do. He was really bombarded. I mean, he was just kind of, I think he was just put in a situation where there was little to no warning, that he didn't know what to do. I mean, to me, that's him struggling to get out of the situation. That's what it is. It's struggling. It's him trying to figure out how to get out of this situation. All right, let me switch decks. Okay. All right. What was the motive? What was the motive? What was the motive? What's the motive? This is the After Tarot. Trying to remember to tell you guys the decks as I pull them. So the first one was the Tarot of Oppositions, and this is the After Tarot. All right, what was the motive? Five of Wands, reversed. Four of Cups, that's the second time the Four of Cups has come out. Five of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, so I'm really getting Four of Pentacles. So there's a lot of money coming out here, and that's interesting. You know, like I said, sometimes it depends. It could just be a value system. What is this person valuing? What does this person want out of this? Is it, you know, a good feeling? Is it money? Was something stolen? I don't believe that this is about any kind of money per se as far as a robbery. But I'm looking at that Queen of Pentacles, and the way that she's looking and adoring at that, or looking adoringly at that pentacle. That pentacle, to me, in this particular case, makes me feel like this is Sean. I do feel like we've got a potential couple here that is involved in what happened, and I think that both boys were drugged. Three of Swords, Five of Wands, Four of Cups, the Five of Pentacles. This is usually a poverty card, struggling card. I'm looking at the physical injuries on these people in this card. They're cold. They're cold. It was April 13th. I'm not quite sure where Yorktown is or York County. I'm thinking it's someplace out east, but I could be mistaken. I just read the beginning of the article, and it only said York County, so I don't know. Oh, let me see here. "12-year-old York County." Yeah, I don't know exactly. I feel like this is someplace out east. And April is still cold. I know here in Indiana, April's cold. That still feels like very much late winter, not early spring, but late winter. And I feel like this is, again, Sean coming through and saying that this is how he felt. He remembers being cold. I think that he was given something prior. Now I'm wondering if, was he not knocked out permanent, or not completely knocked out, but enough to not be able to put up any kind of resistance? Because to me, that's what this Five of Wands is, not being able to put up resistance. This is inaction, right? The Five of Wands is usually, some sort of a disagreement, and it's usually them battling it out. And so the fact that this is coming out in reverse tells me that he's saying he was not able to do that. He was not able to put up a fight. He could not do that. He was literally, again, this Four of Cups, I'm looking at that liquid being dumped out. I feel like he knew. He's saying that this is what I was given. He might not have even wanted to take it. This might be him saying, no, I don't want this. And somebody saying, you're going to take this. I feel like that's what he's saying. This is something that was being forced to him, and he was, because of that, unable to put up any kind of fight or run away or do anything. I mean, he was literally just, it's awful. It's awful. Three of Swords. What's the Three of Swords? What's up with this couple? What's going on? What's the Three of Swords? Who's hurt? I mean, I know that the family's hurt. That's obvious, but there's something else about that Three of Swords. Got an injury. That heart is healing. That heart is wrapped up. The heart is wrapped up. There's blood on the heart. The heart is wrapped up. Ten of Pentacles. Look at all the pentacles we've got. There's something here. There's something going on. And again, the Star, same thing. I'm starting to get repeats. So the Star is coming out. That's like him. That's like him saying that this was not my doing. I had hopes. I had these things. These things were taken from me. I couldn't even fight back. I was given something and I couldn't even fight back. I couldn't even, try to even get away. I'm looking at that heart, and I'm really drawn to the bandage around it, and it reminds me of that belt. There's something about that belt that probably would have had fingerprints on it or something. There would have been something there. I also think that there's something that this person or these people potentially left behind, dropped, and because there wasn't really any kind of an investigation, nothing was found. There's some sort of, there's something up with the pentacles as far as the motive is concerned. I just don't know what those pentacles represent yet. I don't think that this is a physical money. I think that this is something else. This is something else that these people want or wanted. I hope that the pentacles aren't children, because there's a lot coming out. Nine of Swords. What's the motive? Yeah, we've got a couple. So I fully believe that there's a couple. And we've got a family card. Now, there's been enough family cards to come out. We've had this is the Sun, actually, and I took it quickly off the top of my head. I looked at that and I thought 10 of Pentacles, but it's actually the Sun. But it's coming out in reverse. Now, if this were any other read, and if the parents weren't requesting a second agency to come in, you know, I would definitely be like, okay, what's going on with the family and the couple and the lovers and all of that stuff? There's something there that just doesn't set right. But given the fact that they are themselves the ones that are like, no, this wasn't an unaliving. We want our son's case open because he was happy. All right. That to me kind of eliminates that. I don't pick up anything as far as mom and dad. But I do believe that this is a couple and they're very similar. She's coming out as the Queen of Cups reversed. He's coming out as the Emperor reversed. And so they're very sick. This is an evil couple. The devil has come out, and that very well could just be the motive. They are just sick people. They're no motive. You know, sometimes people don't need a reason to do evil things. They just do it because they're evil. And but I don't believe that in this case. There's something here. There's something here, and it's specific to Sean, because if that were the case, why not the younger brother as well? Could have been a time issue. I don't know. Why not the younger brother? Why not the younger brother? But we've got the Two of Cups, the Six of Wands, and the Nine of Swords. That Nine of Swords, again, it you know, that's a mental card, and it's not a good mental card. But in this particular case, it just makes me think that we're dealing with somebody mentally unstable, which, you know, obviously, if you're capable of doing any kind of heinous crime like this, you're dealing with something. And then I'm looking at that Six of Wands and I'm thinking, this was a window. Remember how the Tower card came out? And I said, I'm looking at those windows. I feel like that Six of Wands is somebody climbing someplace. I don't know what kind of house that they lived in at the time, or if they even still live there, but was this a 2-story home? Is there a fence that they had to get around? That's the way I look at this card. It could also represent even Sean himself trying to get away. But again, because there could have been some sort of a drugging or something going on once that kicked in. Maybe it didn't kick in right away, but I do feel like eventually it was, you know, it was impossible. So it could be a little bit of both. But first thought in my mind was, these people or this couple or one of them or both of them, you know, climbed over to get to somewhere. Whether it's climbing up the side of a house to get to a window, or it's climbing over a gate or a private fence or something along those lines. That's what that is. Okay. And then we've got the Tower. We've got the Tower again. Got the Tower again. We've got the kitchen. And there's a broken glass. This all went down where Sean was sitting, having his snack and doing his homework. That is when all this happened. There's something about the broken dish. I'd be curious to know if there was a broken dish found in the kitchen or somewhere. The Eight of Cups reversed. Yeah, he was sitting there doing his work. That's all he was doing. He was doing his work. There's something about the homework that he is continuously pointing to. This is him. But it came out reversed. So there's something about the work. There's something about the work that he is saying that is important for some reason. whether it's the time, but there's something about the books, because his school books have come up about 3 times now in this read. I wonder if he was sitting in the kitchen doing his homework. I wonder if that's where, because I'm feeling like that's where everything happened. That's where everything started. And it happened right after the phone call. Right after the phone call. The phone call between Sean and his mom literally happened right after that. All right, what's going on with the investigation? What happened to the police? Why did they rule it as an unaliving? What's going on? What was this about? What's going on with the investigation, the police? Knight of Wands. 3 of Pentacles. 7 of Wands. Yeah, they are defensive. They are defensive. Knight of Pentacles. We've got 2 knights. The 4 of Swords. Look at that 4 of Swords. It's like I'm looking at this and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, this is what they should be doing. The Knight of Pentacles. And they should be doing the 3 of Pentacles. These are the 2 cards that they need to be doing, right? That's what should be happening. But there's this defensiveness coming up with the 7 of Wands as well. And if there's a woman, because I've got, 5 cards here and 4 of them are female. I've got 1 male, even with the knights. The Knight of Wands is a female. So I'm wondering if there's a particular female who is in charge, although the message that I read, or the article that I read, it sounds like it was a male who gave that statement. But I wonder if there's a female that's involved in this case somehow behind the scenes that nobody, really knows. Maybe it's not the public face of the investigation. There's something about her that is just, I don't, is it, I'm looking at this graph. I'm focused on that back there, and I'm thinking to myself, is this just like a budgeting problem? Do you not have the staff to actually do an investigation? Do you not want to pay the money to get these different tests done? Is that what it is? Is there something there going on like that? Because we've got the Pentacles right next to it. So if you look here, I mean, we've got money, planning, and we've got bar graphs, and a woman there pointing her pointer thing and talking about this or that and why we can't do this and why we can't do that. So I'm literally picking up a little bit of that, but not all of it is that. There's something else too, and there's laziness. This is, to me, the 4 of Swords. Probably not in any other deck do I pick up laziness except for in this card. Now, I don't always look at it as that, but in this particular one, usually this is a much needed break. But in this particular case, it's like, you're just messing around. Like, you should be there working. You should be not fooling around, but that's what you're doing. So again, there's a little bit of, lack of taking it serious, a little bit of laziness, a lot of laziness, and a giving up. This is a giving up. This is a truce card of, wave the white flag. Like, we're just going to go with this. There's nothing we can do. We don't got the budget. We ain't got the people. We don't have the staff. Our boss or our superior is reminding us about this and, telling us that. And it just is what it is. That's the way I take these pulls. This here is this woman here. And she has, to me, that's actually, no, I'm sorry. I take that back. That is not the Knight. That is the King of Wands. So to me, she is one in the same. And she would be the top person. So I would be curious to know, again, if there was any female that was in a lead position in York County, whatever state that is in. I'm assuming out east. I don't know. But this is the person that's really running the show and pulling the strings. And they were not given permission, nor did they really want to do any more kind of investigating here. Is this case going to be reopened by another agency? Is this case going to ever be reopened by another agency? Is this case going to be reopened by another agency? This one fell out. Five of Wands reversed. The Wheel reversed. Wow. I hope that's not the case. I really do. I hope that that's not the case, because this case needs to be reopened. All right, guys. I might have to do a part 2 on this one, because this is just, I feel like a lot of information came out, but it's like we still need more information. There's still so much more information to be had and to kind of discover. So I'm going to do a follow-up on this one, maybe in a couple of weeks, to see if any kind of energy changes. But until then, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will talk to you guys later. All right, bye.